I've been writing since I was 7, and it was an outlet. The pen became something I could go to. It was my friend. My sibling was older, my sister was older, and they stayed doing their own thing, so I would just go to my pen if I had issues or problems, or if I just wanted to write about stories. I would make up stories when I was a kid, and I would just put them on paper. And then as I became older, it of course was life. I mean, you know, life is writable. So I just filtered my emotions to the pen.
You see, I spent too many years hiding past fears and beers, climbing trees to get higher, looking for love to inspire, and all the while my inspiration was knowledge, and it was calling me. It said, my name is Lazarus, do you know me? My name is Jehovah Jireh, your provider, Jehovah Rapha, your healer. My word can feed your mind. I am the Alpha and Omega, beginning and end of all time. Do you know me? And tears fell from both eyes freely, and I realized that my dream was to be a more knowledgeable me. And the sad part is I was never gone. I was right at home. I just didn't have my ringer on.
I draw my inspiration from everything, from nature, from humans, from relationships, even politics. And I know politics is a debated subject, but I think we all have a viewpoint, and the pen and paper is the way that I can express my viewpoint. And of course, God is inspiration, and I think that God is in everything that I do. So every poem that I write, even if it wasn't maybe intended to be a Christian or spiritual poem, it goes there and it's automatic. So God is an inspiration. I think at the end of the day, if you can write a piece, or if you can sing a song, or if you can play a guitar, or if you can deliver a video that touches somebody, like it really truly touches somebody else, and I'm trying not to get emotional, but if you can deliver a piece that reaches someone and saves someone, or helps someone to not pick up that drink, or whatever it may be, I feel like I'm on Oprah.
I hate my sinful nature, my human nature to constantly seek approval in a world full of inconsistencies, colorful illusions, half-truths, and inadequacies. And there was a time when I was dazzled by the smoke-filled room and the heat of the red light. I stepped to the dimly lit stage in an open mic, and I poured out my life, my pain in my name, displayed pictures of painted rhymes, and they were mine. This talent was mine, for me to do with what I please. And the same world that built me up promptly brought me to my knees without mercy, said, ticket please. No ma'am, this ride is far from free. What I'm gonna need is your heart, your soul, your hopes, your dreams, and everything in between. And just before I gave in, a simple, small prayer came from my lips, and God instructed me to grab the closest pen, and I wrote notebook page after notebook page of forgiveness and grace and mercy and all of joy for mourning, and a garment of praise for a spirit of heaviness. And how blessed it is to find rest in God's stability. I found peace, and the realization that the world's greatest anything is nothing if it's not in Him. So I began slowly, passionately, fervently seeking God. And my fervent prayer is that I understand my purpose, that I accept it humbly, that I give it to the world as God has given to me to give, that I live my life restored, eyes wide open to capture His goodness in this collaboration. Photographers, paintings, carvings, stained glass, to hear the beauty in words, rhythms, and melodies, to appreciate the true depth of a godly artist. God is good, God is consistent, and my fervent prayer is that He guides my pen. And don't clap for me, this poem is for Him.
That's something that I think my words have always done to me, and it's interesting because even though I might have been in a place emotionally or in a relationship that wasn't good, or my words would always tell me the truth. My words were always truth. And it's like things would come out of me that were telling me what I needed to do with my life. You know, people say words are truth, but they really have been. In certain situations, I would be in a situation that I couldn't see my way out of, that I couldn't see where to go. And it's like God was telling me through me, this is what you need to do. Do you know who you are? Do you know what purpose you have? Do you know where you're going? I mean, it was so clear, and it was coming out of my hand. And it was saying, go this way. And I would procrastinate. I would stop and say, well, I wrote this great poem, and I would get up on stage and deliver it, and people would woo. But it was like, hello, you're supposed to be going in this direction. You're supposed to be at this point in your... And I think that now I'm ready to receive those words. And it's just at that time in my life, I wasn't ready to see them, but going back and reading them now, even the poems when I was like 17 and 18, it was like so true to life. It was so real. And if I would have just took time, I might not have wasted some years on some other things. But, I think that maybe now that can be a testimony for somebody else, is if you have a gift, if you have something that God has given you to do and He's placed in your life for a reason, don't waste it. Don't waste so many years on frivolous things or relationships that are going absolutely positively nowhere, or situations that are taking you nowhere. And you've got this gift to give, and the world needs to see it. The world needs to hear it. There's somebody out there who has an abusive husband or an abusive boyfriend, and they need to know how to get out of that. They need to know that there's somebody out there that's been through that too. There's an alcoholic out there that needs to hear somebody else's story, or needs to see their situation through somebody else's eyes. I do two different type of pieces too. I do spoken word, which is delivered, and then I do written word, which is read. And I think that they're written two different ways, and they are for two different audiences. I think my written words are more for the quieter, that don't want to be out in public type, they just want to sit there and think about it by themselves. And I hope that both audiences take away the same thing, which is it makes them think. It makes them see God. It makes them evaluate whatever it is that's being talked about, and just look at my perspective and see if they see it the same way. But I guess at the end of the day, it's all about change and bettering and getting closer to God.
To the bubbling brook of laughter and butterflies, I am hungry, so I eat this poem. I pray and digest. Prayer rests in my spirit and resonates. Lord, let me be more than I say, more than I've heard. I can spend a lifetime in adjectives, decorating people, places, and things. But Lord, today I need to be a string of action words. Repenting, forgiving, relying, walking, praying, understanding, pursuing, fulfilling, achieving, giving, loving, while constantly observing this place, this world. It is a war zone. I got my songs clenched and my fatigues on. It's a place just beyond what the eyes can see, what lurks around dark corners and waits to bring us realized dreams.
I want to thank my mom for being an inspiration, and for now using that same inspiration to inspire other people, and just giving of herself to a world full of folks, and showing that art can be an outlet. Whatever art form it is, art can be an outlet, and that God is all in it.